If you didn't know, engine oil does a really nice job of cleaning the engine off of dirt and grime, giving it a really nice sheen. So look how clean that looks. All right, today's gonna be a spring maintenance, getting my Ariens IKON XD ready for the spring so that when I'm able to start cutting grass, I can start cutting some grass. Let's do this. Just in case you're new to the channel, Mr. 52 is my Ariens IKON XD 52 inch. And I love this thing. I've been running it all season. I probably have on it just over 80 hours this year. So I've had a lot of seat time on this thing. I am running the Kohler US made engine. Love it, thing's been powerful, more than what I need to do my yard. So I'm gonna take care of some maintenance stuff so that I'm ready to go as soon as I'm able to go. And that way, Mr. 52 is ready. All right, so the things I'm gonna go ahead and take care of today. So I'm gonna do an oil change with some Mobil 1. And if you've heard me talk about Mobil 1 before, it's the nectar of the gods. So here's the filter for the Kohler. I'm gonna go ahead and swap out the air filter, which will take me all of about 2 seconds to do. I'm gonna go ahead and put some new spark plugs on, and then while I'm there, might as well do the fuel filter. So if you do these things yearly, or if you hit the requirements in the manual during the year, that's the best way to get longevity out of your machine. So make sure that you're taking care of those things. I'm a firm believer in making sure that you change that oil frequently, or at least yearly, and then making sure you take care of the air, the combustion, and then obviously you want to make sure that fuel is clean running through the engine. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and change out the air filter. Now it's a real easy process. You just got a couple of clips here on the Kohler. So you just pop it off, and then you'll see the old filter. And so you just remove that old filter, and then once you have the new one on there, I'm gonna go ahead and blow it out real quick. Definitely do not blow it out if you don't have the filter on, because you don't want to get it into the engine area. And then after that, it's just a matter of popping the cover on, and you're good to go. So this is definitely why you want to change that filter out. This one's pretty dirty. I mean, you could blow it out with your compressor, but I mean, it's not a hard change to do. About 25 bucks at Lowe's. Was able to pick it up on Amazon, same exact part, name brand, for about $9-10 bucks. That's step one, man. Get that air filter changed out. Easy process. Just pop it off, put the new one on. Spark plugs are just as easy. So you just pop off the sleeve and then take out the old plug. So here's the old plug, what it looked like, and the new plug. So the old one doesn't look too bad. You probably could just clean it up, put it back on, but spark plugs are not expensive. So pretty easy, just put the new one in. And there's two of them. One. Man, every season it does help your engine to go ahead and swap that out. So again, spark plugs are cheap. Change them out every year. It'll keep your engine going strong. You don't want to over tighten them, but I've never had any issues just making it snug. And so that should be set and ready to go. All right, so here's the fuel filter. And if I put those kind of side by side, you can see the difference. The bottom here is going to the gas tank, so that means fuel is going this way. On a fuel filter, they'll typically have an arrow pointing the direction the fuel needs to move. So I want to make sure that this is facing that way because I want it to run that way. You can also look at the old one to get an idea of the direction, and it also has an arrow. Pretty easy, pretty cheap thing to get. A lot of people forget about the fuel filter, so you definitely want to make sure you swap those out. In attacking this, what I'm going to do, I'm gonna start with this one first. So I'm gonna get it up in the air, loosen the clip, slide down, and then when I undo this, just know fuel is gonna come out a little bit. And you get to the end there, you just lift it up in the air. Take your new filter, go ahead and slide it on. Make sure it's all the way up. Slide your clip up. That side is installed. So now I can move on to this other side. So on this side, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take, I can see there's fuel in the filter. I'm gonna kind of lay it on its side just to try to minimize the spilling of the fuel. Undo that clip and then just slide the hose out. And just be careful not to splash in your face. I'm sure Ariens would say probably wear goggles. So there we go. And then just connect it to the other side. So once you have it connected on the other side, you just have to slide that clip back into place. And so there's the new fuel filter. Pretty darn easy to do. Now, since I have the fuel filter already loose, I'm just gonna keep it up here in the air because that's gonna give me easier access to down here. All right, so there's the old fuel filter. It's not really white anymore, it's kind of like a brownish color. And then here are the two old spark plugs. And so, time for the oil change. One of the things I went ahead and did is I bought a longer hose. I just went to Lowe's and went to their plumbing section and just found the size I needed to make sure that I had extra length, because first time I did it, I didn't feel like I could get the hose all the way to where I needed. So first thing, pop the cap off. Then I can go ahead and attach the hose. So I'm gonna feed the hose down. I'm going to attach it. On the fitting, you take a 5/8 wrench and you gotta open it up. So this part's not fun because it takes a little while to get it open enough that it comes out. There it starts to come out. So I know there's a kink here, so I'm gonna use a pair of pliers to just kind of open it up, keep it open, like that. Well, just like the last time, it's gonna take a while for that oil to drain. So I'm gonna go do something else. Now the oil filter. So the filter does state on it to go ahead and put oil into it up to the threads and give it about 2 minutes, and it should absorb into the filter itself. And so when the oil is draining, something you can do is go ahead and take care of that. So just up to the threads. Oh, just a little over. And then give it about 2 minutes and that should be absorbed.
One eternity later.
All right, so the oil is down to the end, and so at this point, you just shut the oil plug. I know, high quality TV watching me tighten that down. All right, so once you're done there, you just pop the hose off and slide your cap back on. And you're good to go. So let's see if I can get the filter off with my hand. Yeah. So if you remember the first time, it would not budge at all initially when I was trying to change it out. That was so much easier. So now that I got the filter removed, I'm gonna go ahead and take the time to clean some of this up because the filter kind of blocks the access to some of it. All right, so the new filter has had time to soak in that oil, and you always just want to make sure you put a little bit of oil on the gasket so it keeps it from sticking. So So let's go. So the goal with the oil filter is you're going hand snug. You don't want to over tighten it. And so just get it on there and just go. You know, you definitely want it snug because you don't want it coming off. But just hand snug and then you're good to go. So now that that's done, I'm gonna put the fuel filter back. All right, so pretty much at this point, just filling it up with oil. So just take your time and make sure that you don't overfill it. The small engines don't like that. And you know, just pour a little bit in there, and at this point you're just checking it. So it's good. And so on there, that shows that it's pretty darn close to full. But what I'm gonna do is wait a few minutes and then I'm gonna check it so that the oil has time to settle.
A few moments later.
Yeah, we're full. And that's it. That's all I do to make sure that the Ariens IKON XD 52 is ready to go, or Mr. 52. Obviously, I still need to do the mower blades, but that's another time, another video. Hopefully you found that helpful. If you like what I'm up to, make sure to hit subscribe, hit that like button. Otherwise, Suburbia Dad is out.